Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 10 things I want to see either fixed, changed, or added into Grand Theft Auto Online by the end of 2017. It's basically my wish list for the rest of the year. Now, with this wish list, I tried to keep it as realistic as possible, given the time frame in which we probably have 1 or 2 DLCs left within the year, and also what Rockstar could possibly do. I'm not going to wish for these outrageous things like a map expansion or like, just something crazy out there. And I also tried to stay away from vehicles and weapons because I feel like those are so subjective. Like, one player might love supercars or one player might love old school classic cars. So I didn't want to include anything like that. So this is mainly going to be features, changes, and updates that I'd like to see. They're in no particular order, but with out of the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, at the number 1 spot, the ability to either hide, rearrange, or mute NPC and player contacts. So I'm talking about preventing people like LJT from calling you, or Agent 14, or Simeon, or Ron, or Lester. Whoever it is that's bothering you, we need to either have like a block button or a silent option for our phone that will completely prevent the NPCs from calling us. I mean, the whole running joke is that LJT calls you literally like every 5 minutes. And that's true, he does. And it's so obnoxious. Some of the NPCs are ridiculous and there's no way to prevent them from calling. Same with other players in the lobby. If a player wants to target and harass you, there's nothing that prevents them from calling you over and over and over again, or messaging you over and over and over again. And there's nothing you can do. Even if you block them, even if you tell them to stop, that's obviously not going to work. There needs to be a function in which we can, like I said, either hide, rearrange, or mute the contact options on our phone. That would make life for me, and I know so many other players, that much better. Okay, at the number 2 spot, I've harped on this for a while, but either the ability to rearrange or sell Pegasus vehicles. Now, I think selling Pegasus vehicles is a little bit more far-fetched than rearranging. I think rearranging should be easy because if you think about it, the way our Pegasus vehicle list is, it seems random, like it's just slapped together. It's not ordered alphabetically. It's not ordered by what type of vehicle it is, like land, air, or sea. They just feel like it's slapped together right there. So I wish, number 1, we could either organize them very similarly to what we have with the gun locker, where we can choose, what maybe Pegasus vehicles we want, what ones we want to be put away in storage that we can't use. I feel like that's a relatively easy thing for Rockstar to do, and I know it would make my life so much easier when trying to call in a pesky Pegasus vehicle. And on top of that, be able to choose the spawn location too. What if I don't want to have it spawn at that location because there's a griefer there? Or what if I'm, going to be doing a mission somewhere in Palito Bay and I want to go ahead and call my cargo bob and have it, put up there? I think that's something that they should have to do too. Okay, at the number 3 spot, removing clothing restrictions. It is ridiculous how limited we are in terms of what sort of clothing we can put on our characters. I want to be able to put multiple clothes on top of each other, even if it means they kind of glitch a little bit. We should have the freedom there. I want Rockstar to remove the clothing restrictions because there's a ton of creative things we can do, but for the most part, we have to glitch our way to get them to have it look like that. And that's obviously no fun. No one wants to do that. And please, Rockstar, add more outfit slots. Since day 1, we haven't gotten a single new outfit slot. We've only had 10. Yet for cars and vehicles, we've gotten I think 70 to 80 or total new vehicle slots if you include like the garages and the CEO offices, stuff like that. So we've had plenty of opportunities to store more cars, but not more outfits. Also, another thing on top of that, save specific hairstyles, tattoos, makeup, eye color, and stuff like that to a specific outfit. Because there are some specific outfits that maybe you want a tattoo for, maybe a specific hairstyle for. I'm not sure why our characters can't have different ones. It feels like that would be an easy thing for Rockstar to introduce. All right, at the number 4 spot, heist and contact missions with AIs or NPCs. So because of the Grand Theft Auto Online servers, it's so easy to disconnect from someone just instantly. And the way heist and contact missions work, if someone disconnects, you basically have to start over. There should be an option to be able to play with NPCs that will follow the general direction of you, will complete complete objectives when asked to do so. And if someone wants to just play heist solo, but they want teammates, well, they can do it with NPCs and they can still have that experience of having teammates. So I think this is an overall really nice option. It would save a lot of frustration of certain players lagging out, and it will also give lone wolves the option to play with someone if they wanted to, but not necessarily with another human. All right, at the number 5 spot, an actual use for the stealth perk. So the stealth perk is cool, but I don't actually think it does anything. I mean, you can crouch and that will get you like a cool kill on some NPCs, but that's about it as far as having an impact on your character. Unlike the other stats like driving and flying, it really doesn't do a whole lot. Now, what I think would be cool is if you maxed out your stealth perk all the way, maybe it would give you a special option. Like if you were crouched, your blip would start blinking instead of being, solid all the time, giving you an advantage amongst other players that don't have the stealth perk maxed out all the way. So your gunfights would be given a pretty cool situation right there. So I don't know, stealth seems to be like the one thing that really doesn't matter. Strength, driving, shooting, flying, all of that helps your character tremendously, but stealth really doesn't have a purpose. So I wish Rockstar would kind of recondition it in some way, shape, or form so that it would be more useful for our characters in online. All right, at the number 6 spot, this is actually something that Rockstar featured in Red Dead Redemption, but that would be proximity chat for Grand Theft Auto Online. So the way GTA Online works right now is you can hear anyone in the world from any location. You can be in Palito Bay, they could be at the Los Santos International Airport, and you'd still be able to hear them through the microphone chat. I think it's a little bit more realistic for proximity chat. It definitely gives you a little bit more realism and immersion where you only hear someone if they're nearby to you. This can lead to more natural experiences, but also players that are doing tasks in the city won't bother someone that's doing a task up in Palito Bay or up in Sandy Shores. So I think it's a win-win for every party there, for players that want to be immersed, but also for players that want to be ignored as well and don't want to have to worry about someone screaming about something down at the airport if they're at the most northern part of the map. All right, at the number 7 spot, new places to live. So I'm not talking about business places like bunkers, MC clubhouses, CEO offices. I'm talking about new houses. So whether that's a beach house like we see on Vespucci or somewhere near Palito Bay, or what I would like to see in a mansion, take advantage of all the beautiful big homes in Vinewood Hills. I'm not talking about stilt house. I'm talking about mansions with, a pool, a backyard, fences that we have around our house, billiards, darts, stuff like that, activities for us to do with our friends. And I think that would be really awesome if Rockstar utilized a lot of the already amazing properties that they currently have in the game. I'm not sure why they don't, but I think that it would be really useful if they did. So we have the small houses, we have the stilt houses, we have the apartments and penthouses. What other places would you like to see be utilized? Would you like to see maybe trailer homes or something like that? That could be a unique perspective on some people's places to live. At the number 8 spot, more player actions. So these are the things that you can do by clicking the left and right stick, like the thumbs up or the salute. We haven't gotten a new one since Lowriders Customs Classics. And what I think would be cool is if we got actions that we could do with a friend or crew member. So for example, if you win a rally race, you'll do a high five with your friend at the finish line. Why can't we do something like that in free mode, or do like a thumbs up, or, pat someone on the back? Just do cool actions with each other. I think that would be really awesome, and it could be a really cool way to enhance things like car shows or fashion shows, or anything you can do with friends or crew members in Grand Theft Auto Online. So that's something I want to see, new actions, and possibly even more than that has to do with doing things with our friends, which I think would be awesome. At the number 9 spot, I want to see a shopping cart feature for Benny's and the Los Santos Custom Shop. So it's kind of hard if you want to apply different paint jobs with different pearlescents, because you have to end up paying for the paint job over and over and over again. I think there needs to be a shopping cart feature where you buy all the items in the LSC or Benny's, and then when you leave, that's when you get your grand total instead of paying for things item by item. Like, for example, if you go to the grocery store and you pick up your favorite snack off the shelf, you don't pay for it then, because what if you see a snack that you like better later down the road? You would only pay for what you end up leaving the store with. And I think that same thing needs to be applied here to online. We're paying for things as we're changing them around, even though we haven't left that Los Santos Custom Shop. So I think that needs to be something that Rockstar does, implement a shopping cart feature. And finally, last but not least, at the number 10 spot, I'd like to see a visible timer for things that you call upon for like Lester or the mechanic. So for example, if you call Lester and you use his blind eye ability, well, once that's done, you can't use that for like a couple minutes. I think it's 3 or 4 minutes. The only way to figure out if you can use it again is to call Lester. It would be nice if there was a timer or an indicator on either our mini map or maybe in the bottom left or right hand corner that said you have this long until Lester's services can be used again. Same thing could be for the mechanic or for the, executive assistant or something along those lines. I really don't know how that would work. This is kind of a minor thing, as that's only a slight inconvenience, but it is kind of a bummer when you're trying to figure out if you can call a vehicle, and the only way to figure out if you can call a vehicle is to call the mechanic. So I think that right there would be a nice welcome change to Grand Theft Auto Online, as well as everything else that I mentioned in this video. But most importantly, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. What is some of the things you would like to see added into Grand Theft Auto Online before the end of 2017, given the 1 or 2 DLCs that we likely have left in the game? You can either let me know in the comment section down below or go down below on Twitter and tweet at me and say, hey, Ross, I think this would be cool if Rockstar added this into the game. But that's all I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on the video. That would be awesome. As well as subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.